There are more than 20 million miles of underground utility lines crisscrossed throughout the United States. The key to protecting those underground lines, Utah property, and most importantly, human life, is to call 811 at least 3 business days before you dig. Blue Stakes of Utah 811 is the statewide one-call notification center in Utah. Each state in the nation has a similar process in place. 811 is the nationwide call before you dig number. Like 911, whenever you dial 811, you will be connecting with the one-call notification center in that state. All utility owners in the state of Utah are required to be part of the one-call system. Blue Stakes of Utah 811 is the connection between the millions of dollars of underground utility lines and the people working and living around them. Utility owner members of Blue Stakes of Utah 811 register their underground line coverage area in our system, and when anyone, professional excavator or DIYer, wants to get underground utility lines marked, a one call must be made per the Utah state law. Blue Stakes of Utah 811 does not physically mark the utility lines. We notify each utility member of the intent to dig near their utility lines, and they send locators out to mark the lines that they own and maintain in the designated area. Each utility owner will send their own locator. Using Blue Stakes of Utah 811's one-call system is fast, easy, free, and it's the law. Connecting with Blue Stakes of Utah 811 3 business days before projects involving digging prevents property damage, utility outages, and possible injuries and fines. The service is funded by the 600-plus utility facility owners to ensure the safety of their underground utility lines. You can request underground utility markings 2 ways: online at bluestakes.org or dialing 811 from any phone in the state of Utah. Here's how it works. When you are ready to begin your project, please submit your locate request at least 3 business days before and no more than 14 days prior to digging. Whether online or by phone, Blue Stakes of Utah 811 is required to obtain specific information for each locate request. This information provides the member utilities the information needed to locate their utilities in a timely manner. Preparation is key. Please ensure all necessary information is available before contacting Blue Stakes. As part of your request, please consider pre-marking the proposed area with white paint and/or white flags to show the locators where you intend to dig. This helps to ensure that the correct area is marked so you can begin your project as soon as your 3 business days have passed. As mentioned earlier, there are 2 ways to connect with Blue Stakes of Utah 811. You can simply dial 811 and work with a locate specialist directly, or you can go to our website, bluestakes.org, to process your request online. There are 2 web-based options for processing a locate request 24/7. You can select Submit a Ticket for single address tickets, or if you submit frequent requests, you can sign up for our training in our quick ticket entry application and log in whenever you need to submit a request. Once the locate request is processed, the utility members are notified by Blue Stakes of Utah 811 of your intent to dig. They have 3 business days to send their locators to the worksite to mark their underground utilities. Remember, each utility member notified will send out a representative to mark, so you may see several locators during the 3 business day waiting period. If your work area does not conflict with their underground utility lines, you will be notified that you are clear to dig by the utility member. A couple of ways you can be notified that you are clear are by email, phone call or voicemail, or marking clear on the ground with paint. As a reminder, Blue Stakes of Utah 811 does not mark underground utility lines. You must wait the 3 business days allowed by law for the utility owners to mark and ensure all utilities have marked on site before beginning your project. The locators can use paint and/or flags to mark their underground utility lines. Each type of utility is marked with a distinct color to represent the type of line associated with it. As mentioned before, white is for proposed excavation. Pink represents temporary survey markings. Red indicates electricity lines. Yellow is for oil, steam, petroleum, and natural gas. Orange is for communication lines. Communication lines can consist of telephone lines, fiber, signal cable, and cable TV. Blue represents water lines. Purple shows where irrigation, reclaimed water and/or slurry lines are located, and green is for sewer lines. After the request for locates has been submitted, be sure to check that all utility members listed on the ticket have marked their underground lines. You can do this by checking the worksite for markings using the color codes to indicate each utility member notified, checking your email or voicemail sent by the utility owner providing their response, or visiting bluestakes.org, clicking on Locate Requests, and then Electronic Positive Response, EPR, to check for the response from the utility facility owner. Electronic Positive Response, or EPR, is a system that encourages and facilitates communication from member utility owners back to Blue Stakes of Utah 811 regarding the status of each locate request, which is then made available to excavators. Electronic positive responses by utility owners in Utah is still voluntary. For the safety of all, please respect and protect the marks. Excavate carefully around marked utility lines and contact Blue Stakes of Utah 811 if you are concerned there may be unmarked utilities. If any utility members have not responded by marking or providing a response and the 3 business days have passed, please contact Blue Stakes of Utah 811. Please note, the utility members will only mark the lines that they own and maintain on the property. Private utilities, usually found between the meter and the building, are typically owned by the property owner. It is the property owner's responsibility to cover the costs associated with protecting their privately owned utility lines. Many plumbing companies offer private locating upon request. There are also additional private locating companies listed on Blue Stakes of Utah 811's website. Anyone digging, whether a utility owner operator, professional excavator, or DIYer, must observe the safety zone or tolerance zone when excavating around underground utility lines. Excavators should maintain a minimum clearance of 24 inches horizontally of any marked and unexposed utility and the cutting edge or point of any power-operated excavating or earth-moving equipment. If excavation must take place within the safety zone or tolerance zone, excavation should be performed with extreme care, utilizing hand tools or vacuum excavation techniques. According to Utah Code, Title 54, Chapter 8A, Damage to Underground Utility Facility Act, the locate notice shall be valid for the excavation site for 21 calendar days from the day the notice is given. If markings are destroyed due to weather, excavation, or other workings in the area, please contact Blue Stakes of Utah 811 to process a remark request. The utility owner will have 3 business days to remark. The locate request will still expire as noted in the original request. If your excavation work will not be completed within the 21 calendar days, you will need to request an update 3 business days before the expiration time and date by contacting Blue Stakes of Utah 811. An update request will extend the request for an additional 21 calendar days. Remarks and updates can be submitted online through the Blue Stakes website, revise existing ticket, or by dialing 811. Please be prepared with the ticket number and phone number indicated on the ticket to be revised. Contacting Blue Stakes of Utah 811 prior to projects involving digging can reduce your chance of damaging an underground utility line to less than 1%. As per one of the major service providers in the state of Utah, a quarter of all damages reported occurred when no locate request was submitted. So please, be sure to submit a locate request for your excavation project, big or small. The process is simple. 1. Submit your request for utilities to be marked. 2. Wait the 3 business days. 3. Check the worksite for paint and/or flags, or check for electronic positive responses. 4. Respect the markings. And 5. Dig safely. For additional information, please visit our website at bluestakes.org.